we really do look forward to sharing some more information just about this new program that's launching this fall. So if you do have any questions, as mentioned by Chelsea at the end, we definitely are here to help address those questions, help you navigate what this process looks like and what the program looks like, and at the end of the day, if it's a right fit for you. So that's what we want to help you determine today. So again, this is the RPN Safe Practice Completion Information Session. So today we will discuss just a bit of an introduction. So Chelsea introduced myself and Joanne. The next slide will just contain some of our contact information. So after the session today, if you want to connect one-on-one with either of us, we are happy to do that. We'll also discuss just about the program, so what it entails, some of the career paths, admission requirements, minimum grade requirements for the program, courses and program fees, and then we will end off with questions. So here's the contact information for Joanne and I. So this information will be shared with you. I believe many of you I have probably in some way, shape, or form been in contact with, whether it's been through some of the expression of information forms or even just some of the phone calls that I've had with you. So I am Michelle McLaren. I am the Portfolio Support Specialist. So although I can't see you, I'm happy you get to see my face. So put a face to the name is always nice. And Joanne Hayes, our Associate Dean, who's very instrumental in launching this program for Sheridan College. So about our program. So the RPN Safe Practice Completion, it is a set of courses that requires 2 terms, 8 months to complete. So what that looks like for those of you who would be starting with us in September, Term 1 runs from September to December. Term 2 would be running from January to about April. So for students who are going through this route, you would be done this Safe Practice Completion by the end of April. So during Term 1, students engage in an on-campus nursing lab activity. That's 1 day a week. It will be on a Sunday, and we'll touch base more on that throughout the presentation, and online courses for the remainder of the academic week. For Term 2, students participate in a community-based clinical learning experience. So the program is considered accelerated, and upon successful completion, students are going to achieve the knowledge, skills, and competencies to meet the requirements outlined by the College of Nurses of Ontario. So that's CNO, and that's the letter for RPNs that states that your evidence of nursing practice has expired. So at Sheridan, for this program, we welcome both internationally educated nurses as well as those who have trained here in Canada to study with us to complete these additional nursing education requirements, which again are going to be required for you to become registered as an RPN in Ontario. Courses are taken as a set pathway to ensure that you gain the knowledge and skills and competencies that you need to register with the CNO and thrive in the Ontario nursing workforce. This program does consist of both online and face-to-face course components, and students will engage in on-campus nursing lab activities. Again, it's 1 day a week. It will be a Sunday, and the online courses for the remainder of the academic week. And those online courses, which are really unique to this program, it's going to have a virtual classroom component. So you will be engaging with the students in the class. You will be engaging with your instructors. It really gives you an opportunity to almost have that classroom feel, but in the online world. So we're really excited about that opportunity, but also the opportunity for you to actually get yourselves into a nursing lab, get that hands-on application as well. So if you're kind of at that stage now where you're determining whether or not this program is right for you, these are some points that we feel will help you in that decision-making process. So first and foremost, do you have a letter from the College of Nurses of Ontario, so the CNO, for RPNs that states that your evidence of nursing practice has expired? So if you have that letter, the CNO has determined for you that you do need those additional education requirements so that you can satisfy that safe practice completion. This program is for you. If you wish to learn in both an online environment with real-time synchronous learning and in state-of-the-art nursing labs here at Sheridan, which provide you with the practical nursing learning components, this program is right for you. If you want an accelerated program allowing you to complete your studies within 1 year, that's what our program is designed for. So again, you're going to have that opportunity to complete the program with 8 months. So it's less than 1 year you can meet those requirements. And you have reliable internet access. So the reason we do need you to kind of have that reliable internet access is going to be for your lectures and of course your homework and assignments. So because these lectures are going to have that virtual classroom component, you want to make sure that you have that reliable access just so you can, hear your instructors, engage with the class, etc. So in terms of career paths, as many of you are probably aware, especially if you've been practicing as nurses, you know this is a rewarding career. So it's a profession that only continues to grow. And of course, there are strong job prospects, and they are in a variety of different settings. You have the community, the home care, the hospital. So the demand for qualified nurses is at an all-time high. So that's what this program, we want to ensure that we give you that opportunity, especially if you're out of safe practice, that opportunity to get back into what you love doing. So let us help you complete the additional nursing education required so that you can become registered as an RPN and continue to practice here in Ontario. So now we'll get into some of the more technical components when making this decision, and that's going to be the admission requirements. So these courses are restricted to students with that CNO letter assessment and program coordinator approval. So we could touch on what that program coordinator approval looks like as well later on in the presentation. But students who meet this requirement and are interested in taking these courses will be asked to complete our expression of interest form found on our website. So if you're unsure of where that is, we can definitely share that with you as well. But it is on the website, just on our new program page for this program. So students will be notified by the college regarding your eligibility to take these courses. So confirmation of course fees and course schedules will be provided to students who are accepted. And we're actually in the process of beginning the acceptance process. So if you've already filled out an expression of interest form, we will be in contact with you within the next coming week. So if you are accepted into the program, you will receive the formal acceptance. And if you're not accepted into the program, it's only because we want to ensure that you know what your options are. So if you don't have that CNO letter, what does that look like? Because we still want you to have the full picture so you can understand if this isn't the right option for you, maybe there's another option that you can take so that you can continue your path to become an RPN. So with minimum grade requirements, we do have this information detailed on our course outlines. The course outlines will also contain the learning outcomes, if there are required resources for the program, so what that looks like. And again, it is on the course outlines for you. The course outlines are found on our website. So the website that we have, it's caps.sheridancollege.ca. We will share the links to this program page as well, so you can take a look at those course outlines. The course outlines will give you a really good idea of what you're going to cover in these courses, as well as how you'll be evaluated in the courses. In terms of prior learning assessments, these courses are not accepted for prior learning assessments. So what that means is you can't actually get an exemption for the course. So if you're admitted into the program, you would be required to successfully pass as well as take all the courses in the program in order to satisfy the program's requirements. Sheridan will help you complete the CNO verification of course completion and other documents for you to submit your registration requirements. So we will definitely walk you through that process as well. So in terms of the minimum grade requirements, students must achieve a final grade of 60% or greater in each course in order to successfully pass and earn credit. And when we move on to the next slide, you'll see what those courses look like. So it is a 60%. And then students who successfully pass the 5 courses, which will be taken in term 1, you will be eligible to complete the clinical practicum course that'll happen in term 2. So it is a 6-course program. So for the courses, it is a set of courses that requires the 2 terms. So that's 6 courses, 5 of which are going to be taken in term 1, which will start September 13th. So that's the week we'll be starting. And then that final clinical community-based practicum will be taken in term 2. So that's likely to start in January. So during that first term, you're going to engage in a blend of on-campus and online learning. And students should prepare for 1 day of on-campus. So the 1 day that we've chosen for you to be in our state-of-the-art nursing lab, it is going to be a Sunday. So because 2 courses are going to be taken in that Sunday, your day would pretty much be a 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You'd have an hour break, and then your next course would be from 1 to 4. The 3 remaining courses are going to happen during the weeknight. So you're going to have class on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and those courses are going to have that online synchronous learning approach, and they will run from the evening, so it's going to be a 7 to 10 p.m. The compulsory courses are listed here on the screen for you. So those are the titles for the courses, and the practicum course would be that course you take in term 2. So the courses on our website, although you won't see the schedule at this time, the schedule will be shared with students who are accepted into the program. So you'll have that full detailed kind of what am I doing each day, who are my instructors, where am I going for these nursing labs, all that information will be shared with accepted students. But do just anticipate it is going to be a Sunday for those in-class kind of components, and the weeknights will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So for program fees that are detailed here, this will give you a really good idea in terms of what you can anticipate with cost, because we understand, that's a very important kind of part in making a decision and joining a program. So with the 5 courses that you would be taking in term 1, they do average out to $550 each. So your term 1 fees in terms of the courses are going to cost about $2,750. Again, accepted students are going to be shared a detailed kind of breakdown of what these fees look like. You will also have 3 online textbooks and a clinical learning suite. This is about $600. You won't have to pay that fee right away. This fee is going to be paid closer towards the start of the term, which is September 13th, and instructions will be provided. The really nice thing here with these 3 online textbooks is they're going to be used for all 6 courses. So these 3 textbooks will satisfy your program. The clinical learning suite is very interactive. You're going to have updated information that gets populated into their journal articles, things that are going to just keep you informed with what's going on in the nursing profession. And as an added bonus, you get to keep this with you moving forward. So you always kind of get to keep up to date in that regard with your own professional development and learning. We do have a lab kit, and this material fee has been embedded into the program tuition. So that's $141.26. And the lab kit, which we will share with the accepted students, will have a lot of what you will require for that one day on Sunday. So the day that you're in the nursing labs, you're going to have equipment that you'll need to kind of utilize, practice, things like that. That's going to be contained in this lab kit. That will be yours to keep. Students will need to bring their own scrubs and appropriate footwear each week to the on-campus nursing lab classes. And again, you will need that reliable internet access, and that's more so for just those interactive virtual classes that you'll be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and just for your homework as well. So important to note, students will pay term 1 course fees and the lab kit fee upon acceptance into the program. And again, textbooks are going to be paid closer towards the program start date, and we will provide you with those instructions on what those textbooks are and how to make that payment to get those textbooks. For term 2 fees, the course is about $1,200. It is a 400-hour practicum course. Okay, so that's what you'll be doing in term 2. However, you do not have to pay that fee until you actually successfully complete the 5 courses in term 1. So once you get those grades, which typically happens towards the end of December, early January, that's when you would be making the payment for the term 2. So that concludes the presentation and some of the information that we hope you found very helpful during this presentation. Again, we're here to answer any questions that you have. Joanne and I are here for you, even if you want to have some one-on-one conversations after. But we're going to open the floor to questions now.
I have a question for you, Michelle, that we had in one of the last sessions. Our textbooks for this program, do you know if they're primarily online or are they physical textbooks?
Great question, Chelsea. So the question was, are the textbooks online or are they physical textbooks? So the textbooks are online. So you will have access to these ebooks even beyond, the program. You're going to have access to a clinical learning suite, very interactive, has updated journal articles relevant to the area of nursing. So it really is very good in terms of what you're getting for your money there. And these 3 textbooks, as well as the clinical suite, that's what you're going to use for the entire program. So there's not individual course textbooks embedded to each program. These 3 textbooks will be utilized for the entire program.
Yeah, and if I can just add in that the clinical learning suite has case studies, interactive, what we call adaptive quizzing. So students can go through preparatory quizzing, and then as you gain more success with those questions, the questions change and become a little bit harder. So you move from a novice level into an intermediate and forward. So those type of resources. Also, in alignment with the nursing practice lab, it comes with all of the checklists and videos and different resources to help prepare you for the labs. There's also an electronic health record that we'll be using to practice as well within that forum in the nursing practice lab and in the case studies that we do in the simulation. And the students as well have access to what are called HESI case studies through the Elsevier suite. And those, so it's really high level application that is very up to date. And so working within that Evolve system, the students maintain access to that. And I believe for the books in the system, the books you can you keep forever and you can download them on 4 devices, and the system you have access as well. So overall, it's a strong package that's really required so that we're meeting those ETP competencies with regards to not just the content and preparing for nursing in terms of the knowledge, but actually nursing within the digital context and getting comfortable with applying and learning within the digital field. And I think that that's a big area in terms of transition, depending on previous practice into the workplace. So the program is definitely about meeting the needs for CNO registration, but even more so, the program is focused on job postings, it's focused on employer needs, and it's focused on working with students to transition them into the workplace. So we know a lot of students, especially from the internationally educated nurses, can get their registration, but still accessing the workplace, there can be some challenges. And so that's a big priority for the program as well.
Fantastic. We do have a few hands raised, so I am going to unmute a few of the attendees so that they can ask their questions.
Sure.
Okay, if you'd like to go ahead, Deepika.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for taking my question. I'm back home. I was a registered nurse in India. Then I went for the international examination for RPN. Then in that, unfortunately, I was not successful in that. Then they closed my file and they sent me a letter for I have to join the college for that. In this case scenario, what I can do, like if I don't want to go for again, from the scratch,
Right.
to do RPN, to get RN license in future.
Right.
So in this case, CNO will help me out for that later, which is it's already, my practice is already expired though. It's like last I talked with CNO in 2015. Now it's over 4 years now. So in terms of what I can do for this if I want to go for this program.
Yeah, the best thing for us to do to make sure that we provide you with the best navigation advice is to maybe book a time with Michelle or I. Maybe we can take a look at the documents and the advice that you've been given by the CNO or the direction. And when you say the international exam, are you talking about, I believe, the Touchstone OSCE? Is that what you mean?
That's CPRE are any exam for the who comes from the outside of Canada? They do have to
Right.
pass that exam, and then we will
Right.
get the license and all.
Right.
So I went for that 3 times, and unfortunately for last time they not give me 2 marks at least for passing. So
Right.
I
Right.
appealed. I appealed them, but they are not accept my situation and whatever. So I switched my mind from RPN to any other field. Like I went for medical administration program for with private college. I did that. I do have some experience in that. Still, I want to pursue my career as a nurse. How whatever, like RPN or RN, that I'm not deciding yet. But
Right.
still, I want to go for nursing.
Right. So
So
yeah, I would highly recommend that maybe we connect with you. We'll put up our contact information again. And I know there are other organizations as well. So I see that uh, I believe that the Care for Nurses organization is on the line as well, and that also is a strong advocacy center as well for different individuals that have come from nursing from other countries. But if we can start and maybe take a look at exactly what the CNO has stated, I know that there is a limit of 3 times for that national exam for RPN. So we would just have to look at the entire documentation and provide you with sort of next steps and what the options are.
yeah, if hopefully works, it's really good for me because now my family is big now. With 3 kids, it's very hard to go from the scratch, and I started as well. I complete my ACE program for the RPN requirements, but still I'm looking for any way to cut off my time and
Right.
get into nursing program, right? But
Okay.
thing is they close my file. They are not ready to open my file. I asked many times later on, but they are not ready and for
Okay.
any way.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, let's book some time and we can at least have, more of a one-on-one conversation and explore and take a look at, without knowing exactly the CNO information, it's a bit difficult, but we can try.
Okay, perfect. Let's move on to Gilda's question. Gilda, you can go ahead.
Yes, hi, thank you. We are very excited, really, at Care Center to hear that Sheridan College has this initiative. We have a lot of foreign trained professionals, nurses, that are really eager to go back to school and get the safe practice and all the components needed, all the gaps that they need to cover. Then we're very happy to really get this initiative. Also, for people who they are not familiar with the Care for Nurses Center, we are here to assist you, and we have different programs to guide you to get the license. On the other hand, my question is a little bit more related to the requirements, as well as how many people are allowed to register to these programs, how many participants you're going to have per term. I know that many schools or colleges and universities, they have very limited capacity. Then our clients sometimes have to wait a long time to get registered in these programs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to start off because it is a new initiative, and as you know, when you're working with something that is new, we also want to keep our working group at a place where we can be really responsive to feedback to ensure student success. And so we're going to start with hopefully 24. We're going to run the program either way. So even if we end up with a smaller group, that's actually very fine for us so that we can do that quality analysis process. The program will always have a start in each of the terms. So next term we'll have term 1 starting again, and then term 2 would be the summer. But we're definitely looking for a group cohort of 24, with then the potential to increase. As you know, though, especially coming from Care for Nurses, that we want to also make sure that the students we're working with, that we have the professors, that we have the lab spaces that we need. So there's a little bit of a balance with that. But we definitely have space for the fall right now. So we're continuing to work on building our capacity.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If there are any other questions, you can type them in the chat box in the Q&A, or you can also raise your hand.
So I do see a question from Karen Deep. The question is, I just wanted to know a little bit more about term 2, please. So that would be the clinical course. So Joanne, I'll let you have that one.
Sure. So I'll start off by talking a little bit more about term 1, just to give a bit of the context. And so what I think sets us apart is that we do have that nursing practice lab course in the one morning on the Sundays, but then we have an official formalized simulation. So completely for not new learning, but application of the learning that you've been doing in your theory classes. And you may or may not know that the CNO and a lot of the colleges actually align simulation and provide clinical hours for that simulation. That's not what we're doing, but we are providing that simulation as sort of a preparatory to then go into term 2. And then term 2, students are in a preceptored clinical environment, and there can be a variety of settings. We do have a strong relationship with acute and long-term care centers that are in Brampton and the GTA in Mississauga. And that's another reason why as well that we're starting off with 24 students because we want that placement to be exceptional. And I think that that's really important. And so it is a full-time. So students will need to be prepared and ready for term 2, that you'll be working any shift or rotational schedule that the nurse that you're assigned with is working. So that could be days, evenings, nights, and weekends. Could be 8-hour shifts, could be 12-hour shifts. But it really gives you that one-on-one preceptored experience so that you can transition into the workplace. And we really believe in that as a philosophy. But we don't compare to some other programs, and I just wanted to highlight that we are going to make sure that all the students are ready. It's not just theory in term 1 and then application in term 2. Term 1 in all of the courses have a lot of online application with the simulation suite that's offered by Elsevier. But the lab courses on the Sunday will focus primarily on application and safety, which are really high priority competencies, and communication and working with a team that employers are looking for.
Thank you, Jo.
You're welcome.
Tajal, your question was, how much time does it take to complete the RN course? So for this program, it is going to take you 8 months to complete. So that's the 2 terms. So for term 1, you'll have 5 courses, 2 of which will be face-to-face on Sundays in our nursing labs in the Brampton campus at Sheridan. And then the 3 remaining courses in term 1, those are going to be those online virtual live classes that you'll have during the weeknights. So it's going to be the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And that'll take you 4 months. And then if you successfully complete those courses, you'll be eligible for term 2, which is another 4 months. And that'll be that practicum course. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Okay, so I don't see any further questions. Does anybody else have any questions? And feel free to use either of the functions, so you can type your question in, or if you prefer to raise your hand, we can also have that as well. So I'm just seeing here. Okay. Okay, and this is a recorded session, so we will be sharing this information with you. So if you do have any questions later, even if you think of questions maybe afterwards, you do have my contact information. So please do not hesitate to reach out. We want to be able to help you. Again, just navigate the option, and what option makes most sense for you. So if it's this program or another program, we're here to support you guys, okay? But thank you all for attending. We hope you found this informative.
Could we maybe just for Deepika, can we just go back maybe to the slide that has Michelle's email? And that way, if there is a need to maybe send those particular C&O documents, so it's there. It's michelle.mclaren@sheridancollege.ca. But you can also go on to the Sheridan Continuing and Professional Studies website and look for the RPN SPC program under the health programming and fill out an expression of interest form there. That's another way to connect with us as well. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.